Hey everyone, Jen here today, and I'm going to be showing you how to make the new Tulip Quilt Block. If you watched the Slim Christmas Tree video tutorial, it's going to be the same process for the new Tulip Quilt Block. So we're going to run through how to create this in the hoop, and then next week we're going to have a video on how to take some of these blocks and put them together to make another project. So to get started, in the pattern, you will have a cut chart PDF, so you can pre-cut all of your fabric. If you don't want to pre-cut your fabric, which I am not a pre-cutter most of the time, you can run your placement line and measure from there, or especially if you're using tiny scraps, that might be better to get sizing to see if your fabric will fit. So pull up your print chart or your cut chart. Get your fabric prepped, and then you can, this is optional, print your color layer chart. I printed it so we could see exactly what steps we're going to go through. So I have that on hand. This is the quilt block that we are going to be making. This is the 4.5-inch square block, which fits in a 5x7 hoop. The stabilizer you're going to want to use is Tear Easy by Sulky. That is my preferred stabilizer for this, for foundation paper piecing in the hoop. It just comes out really clean and it's very thin, but it is stable enough to hold all of our stitching. So go ahead and get everything ready and let's go. Okay, so if you have your file loaded on your machine, the first step you're going to do is go ahead and load up your tearaway stabilizer. And step one on our color layer chart is going to be the full placement of the block so that you know where every piece of your block is going to go. So go ahead and run step one, and then we'll come back and we'll start our first piece. Okay, so our placement stitches ran. I put some black fabric behind it so it's a little easier to see. So you can see all of the placement steps. So the first spot we're going to do is going to be the center of the tulip. So if you've pre-cut everything, you're going to take your, what I used as the pink center, and you're going to cover the center stitching, leaving yourself, if you're going to be tight on fabric, leave yourself at least a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Bigger is fine. You can trim it down after. So step two right here is going to tack the center of your flower into place. Okay, so the center is tacked into place. The next piece we're going to be doing is the background square, which we're using the linen color of Essex Linen. So this is a stitch and flip method, just like the other foundation paper piece quilt blocks. So you're going to lay your background square right side down. It's going to stitch straight down, and then we're going to flip it over and continue tacking it into place. So step three right here is the line going down your quilt block. Step four is going to go around the outside once you flip it over. So I'm going to run this step. We'll come back and we'll flip it over so you can see the process. Okay, so I highlighted the stitching here with a pen so it's a little bit easier to see. So step three, again, stitched down the square. Next, you're going to take your square and fold it over to the left and then finger press it. You can secure this with tape if you like. Then you're going to run step four, which is going to go around the outside and tack it into place. All right, so here you'll see the square tacked into place. At this point, I go ahead and I trim down the seam allowance just a little bit. This is over a 1/4 inch and it's just a little too thick in my opinion. If it doesn't matter to you, then you can leave it. The best scissors to use for trimming for foundation paper piece are kids blunt tip scissors. These are sharp enough to cut fabric, but they don't really tear into your stabilizer. They're also really good for trimming fabric on batting or trimming your batting in the hoop. So if you're making a hot pad or a coaster, a mini quilt, and it's the files, the newer files that have a step that you can trim the batting, these are what you're going to want to get. They are, you can get, I mean, I bought 50 pair on Amazon for a class, so I have a bunch, but this one I'll leave until we get over here. But there, you can get them at any, probably get them at the Dollar Tree. So, okay, so these two are done. So the next step, so let's take our color layer chart here. We've done step 3 and step 4. Step 5, we're going to do the background block at the top, which again is the Essex linen. So you're going to take the fabric right side down with the excess facing interior, because you're going to flip this piece over. I like to line it up with my seam allowance of the other block so I don't have to trim any of that. So step 5 is going to tack into place here. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and continue step 6 to tack it into place. Okay, so this is the top background in place. And you can see here, this is nice and trimmed, so we don't need to trim that seam allowance. So I'm going to go ahead and mark off steps 5 and 6. So step 7 is going to be the right side here, which is going to be the print. See here, this is the right side, and this is the bottom on the color layer chart, or on the, the cut chart. So right side fabric, bottom fabric on the cut chart. So my right side fabric is the green. So you're going to place it again, right side down, and I line it up with the seam allowance of the other fabric, so I don't need to trim them after. It's going to run down right here and tack your fabric into place. You're going to fold it over and then continue the tack down on the outside for step 8. So step 7 is here. Step 8, we'll tack it into place around the outer edge. All right, so the floral is in place here. We're going to go ahead and trim this excess fabric here. All right, we don't want that under our corner piece. So the corner piece is going to be next. So on the color layer chart, I'm going to mark off step 7 and step 8. So step 9 and 10 are going to be this corner piece here. So one of your squares, you cut down a square and then cut it on the diagonal to give you 2 triangles. This one's a little larger than I need. I'll probably make it a little smaller next time, but you're going to do the same process. So right side down here at the seam, it's going to run step 9 across. Then you're going to flip it over and continue the tack down with step 10. Okay, so this corner is now finished. So we're going to mark off 9 and 10. Steps 11 and 12 are going to be our bottom fabric, which is the blue floral. So same process. This seam allowance is fine for me. It's a little more tricky to cut this whole piece, but yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. So if I were not using a print, I might trim this a little bit more, but this isn't going to show underneath. So print right side down. Step 11 is going to stitch across, and then step 12, flip it over, and it's going to continue your tack down. Okay, we are so close. So the blue is done. We're going to go ahead and trim the excess here for the other corner. So step, let's see, 11, 12. So we're down to 13 and 14, which are the final 2 steps, which is the other corner. So again, fabric right side down, line it up, run step 13 to tack into place, fold it over, and then it will finish on step 14. Okay, so our last corner is done. Check those steps off. So now that we have the block done, what I'm going to show you what I like to do to prepare them to put together. So you don't need the stabilizer on the outside, but you want to leave the stabilizer on the inside of the block, especially if you are not used to piecing. The stabilizer is going to be very helpful for you to keep your blocks straight when you connect them. So go ahead and take out the stabilizer, around the outside. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trim it down. So on the block, you have an outline all the way around the block. You want to trim just inside of that line. So I'm going to try to zoom in a little. It's still probably going to be a little difficult to see on camera, but I put my ruler just inside the stitch line and trim off. So these blocks are all at a 1/2 inch. So 4.5, 6, 5.5, 6.5, etc., except for the 9.5. That block is at 9.45, and that is because that would fit in the 9x9 hoop. So if you're a Stell Air user or an older Dream, that block is going to fit in that hoop. So all others are on the 1/2. Okay, so leave the stabilizer. You can press this, which I'm going to zoom back out. You can press this with the stabilizer in it. Just press on the top. So here are the 2 quilt blocks. Now, in another video, we're going to go into putting these together and to make another project. So the reason why you want to leave the stabilizer in is when you go to piece it, it helps keep all of your fabric in place and straight. And then you can just pull the stabilizer out after. If you know how to foundation paper piece, traditionally, that's what you do. You leave the paper in that you've sewn on, and then once everything's pieced together, you pull it out, and it makes for a nice sharp block. Okay, so here are this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to make, I think, 2 more and put them this way. I actually did make a pillow for this week's release, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to have to zoom out just a little bit more. There we go. And here is that pillow. So this is 4 tulip blocks together. So they're obviously one's faced this way, and then this way. So they're all put together. So the here are our mini tulips. So it would be 2 this way and then 2 this way, upside down. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and use that as a bigger block in something else. So I haven't decided yet what we're going to go through for that video, but I love this. So this is the 9.5 inch block times 4, which gave me an let's see, an 18 inch roughly pillow. So I have a 17 inch pillow form in here. I'll link those below. They are my favorite pillow forms from Amazon, and they are I think like down alternative, but sometimes I feel like that down alternative is not very good, but these are amazing, and they're not super expensive. I buy them all the time now. But this is the So Obsessed line by Art Gallery that we had this week for our Fat Quarter Bundle, and it's just an envelope back pillow. Colin also made one using the economy block hot pads, and then the quilting is actually from the sewing mini quilt. So I just use that to quilt in the hoop. So I hope that you like this file and can make some fun things and share them in our Facebook group, which is also linked down below. And we'll see you later.